Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Catherine. If you're new here, welcome. If you're an oldie but a goodie, welcome back. So today we're going to be shifting gears a little bit. We're gonna go into nursing related content for this video, and it's going to be about how to become a nurse practitioner. How to become a nurse practitioner in 2026. For those of you who are in nursing school, want to venture into nursing or anything like that, but have plans to further your education, this video is for you. Sit down, relax, and let's get right to it. Okay, first things first, you want to become a nurse practitioner. How do you go about it? So let's just assume that you're not in nursing school. You're just kind of wondering what the steps are. This video will be geared towards that. So step one is definitely becoming a registered nurse. If you are, for the purpose of this video, we're going to be doing it from RN with your BSN. So first things first, you want to get your RN BSN. So RN BSN is 4 years, 2 years prereqs, 2 years nursing school, whereas ADN, that's just 2 years of nursing school. So once you get your RN BSN, you do have to take the NCLEX, which is a licensure exam, which you do have to pass to be able to practice as a registered nurse. So once you get that, that's step one, check. So you're doing good, so stay with me. After that, I do recommend working and practicing for at least a year or two before you apply to NP school, just so you can build that foundational knowledge, patient interaction, critical thinking, which is very essential, which you will need when you join the NP program or you're practicing as a nurse practitioner. Step two is apply for NP school. There's so many ways, well, let me say not ways, but like tracks. So you've got a peds NP, you could be a geriatric NP, a psych NP. So once you've decided which path you want to go through, then that's good. So I did personally, I went through the route of becoming a family nurse practitioner just because my background is pediatrics, but I didn't want to limit myself to just pediatrics. So I just wanted to see what was out there. That way, if I needed to shift gears a little bit, I had the liberty to do so, flexibility. Just a little caveat, when you're in your nursing school, don't think that grades don't matter. Grades definitely matter, because if you're planning on going to nurse practitioner school, you need those grades to be in a competitive state to get accepted into the program. There are online routes and there are in-person routes. Me personally, I did the didactic part online and I did a clinical part in person. But knowing what I know now, I definitely would recommend an in-person program all the way through, just so that you're getting that face-to-face interaction with your teachers. I'm an independent person, so I can thrive on getting things done at a certain amount of time. But if that's not your way of learning, I highly discourage you from going that route, the online version. Definitely go in person. So know your style of learning and then know which program that you want to do. So some NP schools require interview process, recommendation letters, and things like that. So once you've got your application put in, you've gotten accepted into NP school, fabulous. That's step two, is getting accepted. In addition to applying for NP school and picking what routes and what path, online or in person, you also want to decide if you're going to go to master's route or DNP route. DNP is a doctorate of nursing, and that's about 3 to 4 years, whereas master's is 2 years. I got my master's and I'm totally fine with that. I had no intentions of ever getting my DNP because there was no rhyme or reason or any financial elevation from the two, and I don't like research, so that was a no for me. I know some places are pushing for DNP prepared students, but definitely you can still get a job with your master's degree. 3, secure your clinical placement on time. because I struggled a bit with trying to find clinical placement, and I was calling around clinics, places, and they're like, they have students up until like a year in advance. And I'm like, whoa, no one ever told me that. So if this video, if you take anything from this video, is secure your clinical placements on time, because you don't want to end up having to pay for clinical sites. That's just absurd. So you go through the program, get your hours, your clinical hours, which can range from like 600 to 700 hours depending on the school you go to. Once you become a nurse practitioner and you take the exam, you pass the exam, you're it. You're not like a registered nurse anymore, to where it's like someone is giving you orders to perform. You're the one they go to for those orders. So people's lives are in your hands, and you wouldn't want someone that's not prepared well to be taking care of your loved ones and things like that. So definitely a lot of critical thinking, a lot of independence, autonomy. So I think it's definitely worth pursuing if that's the route you wanted to go. Is it worth it? Rather than just become stay an RN or become an NP, I'd say it's worth it. RN is more so physical stress, whereas being a nurse practitioner is more mental stress. So kind of weigh the options here: physical stress, mental stress. And then with RN, you get your patients. You might not see that patient again, whereas NP, family nurse practitioner, you're going through the whole, you might have patients from 0 years old to like 90 years old. You're following them to kind of keep them away from the hospital, so you get to know them, build a relationship with them, their family members. Some might even bring their kids to you and things like that. So it's just kind of a very rewarding and fulfilling career for me. So yeah, I think it's definitely worth it. So if you do want to become a nurse practitioner, all the power, I love it. Definitely just start now knowing what you need to do. So let's do a little recap here. So step 1, become an RN, BSN specifically. Then take your NCLEX exam, pass that, practice as a nurse for about a year or two till, you feel like, okay, I can take on this challenge. Apply it to NP school, decide in person, online, decide specialties, and then also prepare yourself for like the interview process and things like that. If you need to reach out to people for recommendation letters, you can do that. It all varies on the school you apply to. And then as well as, I think this is, step 4? Then secure clinical placements early, so that way you're not scrambling last minute. And then go through NP school, pass NP school, take your board certification exam. You can either do the ANP or the ANCCS. So there are 2 different certifying boards. Pick one. I did the ANP just so it adheres to my style of learning, and I was fine with that. When you're picking one, also know what the renewal requirements are before you apply. You can take both, whichever one you want. You can take both or one or the other. It all depends on you. And then pass your boards, get licensed in your state, and then you can start practicing. There's so many opportunities out there in terms of practicing. You can do whatever you want. Those will look up your state regulations, obviously. If your state is like has NP for being independent, or you have to have a supervising physician, that kind of thing. So you don't open your own business, and the world is your oyster, literally. I hope this video was very informative for you guys and not all over the place. But if you have specific questions, definitely let me know. If you would like a video on how I survived NP school while working full-time as RN, let me know as well in the comments section down below. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with someone who might be going to nursing school and to try and figure out a path, or someone that's out of nursing school, that's an RN that maybe needs just a little guidance on what they need to do, whether it's RN, whether it's NP or CRNA, just a little guidance and things like that. But until next time, I will see you guys later. Stay blessed and have a great day. Mwah!